Discover Ras al Khaimah, news, views and interviews.
Welcome to the World Tourism Forum Lucerne Startup Innovation Summit 2022, which is being held here in Ras al Khaimah. It's a summit where global leaders in travel, tourism and hospitality meet the next generation.
Discover Ras al Khaimah.
Bumping into Ray's people. And here we go. Raki Philips, how are you? Happy New Year.
Great. Happy New Year to you. Great to see you.
Can we say Happy New Year? It's the 19th of Jan. So
I think the official etiquette is you can say it up until the 20th. So we're good. We're good up until tomorrow.
That we're meeting today. So we're going to be talking about MICE, meetings, incentives, conferences, or congresses as well sometimes, and events. And Ras al Khaimah got off to a big start when it comes to events for 2022 with that record-breaking firework, lighting, drone show.
Definitely. I mean, December was a great end to the year for us in Ras al Khaimah. We had a record number of visitor arrivals. Over 105,000 tourists came and visited us in the beautiful emirate, and we had a lot of great events. We had the Global Citizen Forum, which was It was a great event that was focused on sustainability, on technology, focused on really human mobility around the world, and we had a lot of celebrities that came. Eva Longoria, Nicole Scherzinger, 10 heads of state. It was pretty exciting.
From the Caribbean right across
all the way, from the Caribbean, Africa, the former Italian Prime Minister. So it was great. So that was sort of the gateway where we started, and then we ended, as you had mentioned, with that fantastic record-breaking firework display, which to me I thought was probably one of the best ones we've ever done. And I say that every year, but it really
it was stunning.
It really took it to the next level.
I have a grandstand view because I live in Ras al Khaimah. I live in the Marina Apartments, and we just looked right across the bay and saw all of it.
I got to rent a room at your place. That's prime real estate.
It's full.
I'm sure.
So, when it comes to MICE, I want to go through some of the ones on the calendar for this quarter in particular. How important is MICE when it comes to the tourism sector, for Ras al Khaimah?
It is absolutely incredible because diversifying the tourism offering in a destination like Ras al Khaimah is vital to the success of it. It's great to have the sun and sand lovers that just want to come and bake in the sun. It's great to have the people that want to go up on the mountain and be adventurous. And it's great to have the domestic market that wants to escape for the weekend getaways. But what's really important is to be able to diversify and have people come and have their meetings here, combine it with a holiday, conferences, and incentive is a big part for us, and it's a huge focus for us.
Look where we are now, the Double Trade, this convention centre. It's so important to have these stakeholders being able to use their facilities after COVID. The convention centre where you had the Global Citizen Forum, it's a big facility, isn't it? So it's key that these are being used again.
Absolutely. And when you think about the economic engine that a MICE event has, everything from transportation, the cab drivers get busy, the restaurants get full, the light, the exhibition guys, the staging guys, the entertainment, the MCs. When you really think about the AV guys, all of that happens for MICE, so it's so good for the economy in general.
Yeah, so it's a big knock-on, isn't it?
Yeah.
A range of suppliers.
Absolutely.
So can you break it down in terms of revenue, in percentage of the total tourism revenue for Ras al Khaimah? What percentage is taken up by?
So what we're looking at is something around 15 to 20%. Now, it's unfortunate that obviously COVID affected all of us. Tourism's the worst hit industry globally, but from a recovery perspective, MICE is the part of it that has struggled to come back faster than tour and travel and leisure travelers. So for us, we think to have a diversified offering, you need to be about 15 to 20% of the current economy in Ras al Khaimah. We're known as a leisure destination, and to add that, as you said, we've got the Al Hamra Convention Center. Most of the hotels have some fantastic meeting spaces. But we also have unique meeting spaces that you can't have anywhere else. Jazeera Al Hamra is a historical site. We've hosted some fantastic dinner events there. Jebel Jais, to have something that's outdoors at the top with the cooler temperatures. We can make things that are quite great offerings that are really unique and different.
And of course, when it comes to leisure travel, there's a short lead-up time. You can make up your mind. I'm going away next week or the week after, or even at the weekend. conventions, events, conferences, there's a long lead-up time, a lot of planning, isn't there? So
yeah, there is, and the reason is because you need to plan multiple elements to it. Starting with flights, and now it's become even tougher because what are the travel restrictions? What's the PCR requirements? What are the visa requirements? All of this. Yeah. And what we've done here in Ras al Khaimah is, last year we covered return PCR costs for all travelers, all of our guests that stayed with us or our hotels. And this year what we're doing is we're actually offering anyone that does get sick or has to end up quarantining in one of our hotels, we would cover those costs for them. So this is just an additional incentive.
On that line, you made the news because you hosted the travellers, the visitors from, was it Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan, yeah. I mean, when you think about it, Phil, what a terrible situation that had happened. You have to look at Kazakhstan as a market. In 2019, we had maybe around 5,000 tourists. In 2021, we had 50,000 tourists. So this is a market that we've grown tenfold during a pandemic. Yeah. So they're great travelers to us. They are our guests here in the Emirate. They were stranded for something that is out of their control, and the least we could do was to be able to support it. So what we did is we extended their stay, covered their full board until things opened up, and we really partnered really well with the embassy of Kazakhstan and our tour operator partners. Luckily got everyone back home safely.
That's an incredible gesture, and you don't hear that very often around the world, do you? So anyway, back to where we are, the Innovation Summit.
Yeah.
Why a partnership for this event?
So, I mean, as you know, Ras al Khaimah is a great place to be able to do business. We're home to almost 40,000 registered companies through the RAKTDA entity and many more through the RAK ICC entities that we have here locally. It's a great place to do business, and we've learned that during the pandemic, the digital nomads would come here and get out of lockdowns in their home countries, come and enjoy working on the beach and do that. The World Travel Forum Lucerne is a wonderful organization that has been really renowned for focusing on startups, and there's no better place to set up a business to get innovated than in the UAE, and especially in Ras al Khaimah.
And some success stories, as Martin was telling me earlier.
Yes, absolutely. There's some great success stories. I mean, when you look at the UAE in general, you've got some wonderful exits that have happened. Local businesses. Careem got bought by Uber. Souk.com got bought by Amazon. So you have some unicorn discussions that are happening. And it's great inspiration for the smaller tourism startup entities that we can support.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's what this is all about. And the winners of the various aspects will be announced later today, so we'll tag that onto this interview once we know who the winners are, the well-deserved winners. So moving on now with MICE and events here in Ras al Khaimah. Looking at the calendar for this first quarter, move across to sport.
Yeah.
This is a great one, the European tour coming to Ras al Khaimah
first time, and officially now they're back-to-back 2 weekends in a row. So this is an exclusive for you. We're very excited about it. To be able to host the DP World Championships here, to have state-of-the-art golf course in the Al Hamra golf course, and to have these world players come and experience not just the golf course, but the destination.
What exposure.
What unbelievable exposure. We are so excited about it. We couldn't ask for better partners to work with Al Hamra.
I've got a grandstand view from my apartment.
You do, so you get to see the fireworks on New Year's Eve, and 2 months later you get to see to see golf.
The golf course is looking really good, and what a backdrop!
Unbelievable.
Weather is at the moment. You've got backdrop of the Hajar Mountains. You've got the coast, and it's really
we're hoping that we can really highlight this to a global community, where Al Hamra golf course becomes a must experience golf course, because it truly is a stunning golf course.
Yeah, and so much golf tourism before COVID was so much sort of related to the golfing aspect, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So then moving from sport to aviation.
Well, I think before that, we have one more big sport event on February 19th, the RAK Half Marathon for its 15th year edition. Can I just add the fastest half marathon in the world? Because the last one that we hosted, we had a world record broken for 1:04 and 31 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, for one of the women. So it is absolutely a wonderful, exciting event, and we're very excited.
Last one, I saw you there, and I said, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to get fit and do...
How you feeling?
All about it. Okay.
Well, you got a month, so get ready.
Okay, it's doable. So it's half marathon, what, 5K, 10K?
Yeah, it'll be good.
All right, fine. Okay, so back to sort of from sport to business, Arab Aviation, which
Correct.
sort of last year, if I remember correctly, kick-started the first in-person event.
It definitely did. I remember that. I don't think people were as happy as I've ever seen them because we've been in lockdown, we've been Zooming. You know, I remember someone came up to me and said, I didn't know you had legs because all they would see me was in a Zoom box. So the Arab Aviation Summit, we are so excited to be able to have it here again with partnering with our friends, Air Arabia. I mean, it's just a great way to get all the aviation minds to meet together in one place. It's just going to be bigger and better this year, and we're very excited about it.
A lot to talk about, a lot of insightful contributions from colleagues in the aviation sector.
Absolutely.
And then moving towards the end of March, the first one, I believe, PATA, the Pacific Asia Travel Association.
Yeah, it's a great association. Liz, who's the new CEO of PATA, has been someone who's really driving a lot of cool initiatives. We are very, very happy to be able to host that here in Ras al Khaimah. And they've never done anything in the Middle East. You know, the focus has always been on Pan Asia, or Asia Pacific, and for us, it's been great to be able to get that and show them exposure. And the reason why the UAE and specifically Ras al Khaimah was picked is because how we survived the pandemic, how we came out faster than other destinations, and we hope we can shed some light.
Move across and
absolutely.
So that's the ending of the first quarter.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there because you've got another 9 months.
Of course, and a lot more exciting things coming up, and some big announcements that we're hopefully be able to make in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and just jumping ahead, you got ATM in Dubai in May. So we'll probably catch up there, if not before. Maybe,
always.
Maybe the Gulf or the marathon.
You are our local resident here in RAK, so absolutely.
We need a Ras al Khaimah radio.
Done. Working on it.
Raki Philips, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Phil. Always a pleasure.
Great to have you on Breaking Travel News and the Travel Wise podcast. Thank you.
Discover Ras al Khaimah news, views, and interviews.
And if you would like to have a podcast production for your organisation, do get in touch with me. Drop me an email, philblizzardmedia@gmail.com.
A Phil Blizzard radio production.